Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to project number 10. Do I have a treat for you? As you can see, some unique things going on here. So let me explain what's happening. I got this pattern at craftwithsarah with an H.com. And she does a bunch of different crafts with a Cricut machine and things like that. But one of the things that she does is iris folding. And it's an origami technique. And I have done it with regular cardstock before. And the only difference is with the origami paper, which is really thin, you would fold it in half and create a beautiful folded edge you'll see what I mean when we get there, for the edge of each of the pieces of paper. However, with our beautifully made cardstock, there's no white inside, and we can use them just as is. So I'm not doing any folding here, but I am doing this really cool iris folding technique that I would like to share with you, even though we're not doing the folding. Okay, so ignore the folding part. But I printed off one of Sarah's templates, actually two of them, two of the same thing. One of them I cut out, and then I took a piece of 4x5 1/4 cloud cover cardstock, and I put my ornament, this is an ornament by the way, if you couldn't tell, on there, and I traced around it, and then I poked my scissors in the middle, cut out to the edge like spokes of a wheel, and then I cut out around this. Now you'll want to leave the frame intact. That's important for this little technique. So I am finished with this piece right here, but now we are going to put that template on to our other one that I printed off. And you will want the back side of your paper facing up, which it doesn't really matter with our cardstock because it's kind of all the same, right? So once you get your cloud cover or whatever color you're going to use put back around here, I would highly suggest using some of our masking paper, or if you were hoarding washi tape like I was when it was available, you can grab some washi tape just to put in the corners to make sure it doesn't slide around while you are working. And so what we're doing here is something super cool and unique, and you're going to love it when all is said and done. So I took Sarah's lead. She gave me some suggestions on not what colors necessarily to use, but what to use where. And you'll see what a cool design we get when all is said and done by following her color guide suggestions. So we're going to start at the top. These are very well numbered. So we're going to first put paper inside sections 1, 2, and 3. And I would suggest for most of this that we're going to use a bunch of liquid glue. A bunch. I don't know why I said a bunch, but you know what I mean. So we're going to go all the way around the opening. And then we're going to take a piece of gold foil, and we don't want it to go past the 3 line into the 4 section here. So we want to be pretty careful with that. You see it's going to hang over the edge of our cloud cover cardstock. That's okay. Later on, we will trim that off. So we're going up to the line with our gold. So if you can kind of picture what's happening on the other side, we've got a gold section there that will peek through the opening of the ornament. So we're going to do 4. And then when we switch gears to 5, we're actually going to keep the same color. So we're going to start with Misty Moonlight cardstock. Now the trick here when we are creating is that we want our adhesive to be on the card base part here and not on the template. So next up, you can see where the line is. We are going to butt our Misty Moonlight up against the line. And remember, we are not adhering it to the template. We're just sticking it down like so. Now, I am going to trim this off because I can probably use this piece in another place. So next we're going to 5. Maybe we can even use it there, which we can. Yay! It is just long enough to use right there. So what I'm going to do next is add adhesive around the opening of number 5. And then as you can see, 6 is right next to it. So we're just going to build with the same color now for number 6. So we'll get the edges for, and we'll even get some in there for number 6. And number 6 is going to be this same Misty Moonlight color. So just put it up against the line and hold that down just to make sure it gets adhered. So we're going to work our way around, and this video will probably be a little bit longer, but that's because I want to talk you through each of the pieces and how this goes together. Okay, so I shortened that. It moved, so we have to readjust. Okay, we just want to make sure every single piece goes across the length of the opening. So typically what I do then is cut it a little bit longer so that I know it's not going to be too short. Next up, we're going to do number 10, and number 10 is going to be the same. Now, when we do number 10, no, we're not doing that right. We're going back to 7, right? Okay, so number 7 now, we're going to switch gears. We're going to do Secret Sea. I got this color combination from our Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper. I thought it was so pretty that we would use it here. And I'm just going to cut this off right away so that I don't have to do it once it's on there. So I did get this color combo from there. I'm going to be careful to make sure this edge doesn't go off, just because then I don't have to worry about trimming that section. And we're going to add our adhesive. Put this up against here like the rest. So right along that line there, right up to the line. Okay, so that is number 7. And then we go to number 8, which is up here. We're going to go back to our Mr. Moonlight. We're going to go back to Misty Moonlight. And we're going to add our glue along here. Okay. And we're going to add this one. I cut these strips at 5/8 of an inch. You were probably just asking me that, and hopefully I was intuitive enough to remember to tell you in time. All right, so we're just going to keep trimming that down. Now it's going to get a little bulky under here as we keep layering our cardstock, but that's okay. I chose not to use two-tone cardstock because of the fact that they've got it's got a white core, and we don't want that for this project. Okay, next up is number 9. So we're going to add glue all the way around here. Tight that right up against this. Now I put glue a little bit too far over here, and we'll just wipe that off and it will dry fine. It'll be good. All right, see how this is coming together? And I'm just going to leave that long. I'll cut that off later. Okay, so then we go to, oh, that's not right, is it? Ah! We want Secret Sea there. I think I caught it in time. We just want to make sure that Misty Moonlight is out of the way so that we don't have an issue there with it hanging over. Okay, so Secret Sea. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm separating the two kind of by what quadrant of the ornament we're doing. All right, so we've got number 9 here, and then we go to 10, which is back to Misty Moonlight. All right, we're gonna get this. We're okay. And I'm just gonna keep turning my paper And I am going to trim, this is kind of a long Secret C piece, so may as well trim that off. Okay, then back to number 10. And we're going to add glue there and there, making sure to fill that whole space, the whole opening, as we get closer to the center of our ornament. Okay, switching then back to Secret C for number 11. And here I can use a piece that I've already cut off. So we will fill that in with some glue. And maybe even a little bit more. There we go. Oh, this is going to be so pretty when it's all said and done. Okay, and then 12, notice now we are working our way all the way around. And we're going to go back to the Misty Moonlight for number 12. I'll get a little adhesive up here too. And if you can avoid the hangover, we'll call it the hangover. If you can avoid hanging it off that cloud cover card base, that would be great, because then you're not having to cut through multiple layers. Okay. And then number 13 is Secret C again. So again, it's critical to not get adhesive on that template. We don't want it on there. We don't want this sticking to that. All right, and then I'm gonna clip this off. I don't want to clip too far because I don't want to make a mistake and cut it into the opening. That would be bad. All right, and then number 14, we go back to Misty. And we're going to take a long piece again, put it right up to that line. You can't wait to see what it looks like done. All right, so we're going to keep going now. I'm just going to speed up the video a little bit so that you don't have to watch me do each and every one, but you'll notice 15, 16, 17, 18, we just keep going around and around. As you can see, the closer we get to the center, the smaller the pieces can be. And that's kind of nice because we can use a lot of the pieces that we have cut from the other ones, which works out really well. Then we get to the middle and you can kind of decide how you're going to handle this. I am choosing actually to finish with the Secret C in the middle. You could do either way. You could actually put gold in there. That'd be pretty. Should we do that? Let's do that. Let's put a gold in the middle, and then it'll kind of bring the whole thing together. So this is a 1-inch square, I believe, of the gold foil. So we're working with everything upside down, and then it's the moment of truth. So we're going to now reveal what it looks like on the other side, which is the side that we're going to put on the outside of our card. So this is a process. It does take some time, but once you kind of get in the groove, you can kind of get a good feel for Oh, I did get a little glue in there, so we got to be a little gentle here as we pull. You can get a good feel for how your pieces were coming together on the other side. Just take a look at that beautiful ornament. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's a little cleaning up to do. We're going to just cut these outside pieces here just to make sure nothing is hanging over the edge. We've got the gold at the top, which I think is super pretty. And then just a few pieces on the outside that have gone a little too far. So what this tells me with the glue is that maybe I got a little bit heavy-handed and that it seeped when I was pushing to adhere that down. If you have some really bad spots where you're like, oh my goodness, that is terrible, then you'll be able to put your sentiment over that if you wish. But look at how amazing this is when we alternated the colors and it created that really cool design. And so it allows us to bend and shape and change the direction of things as we add piece by piece here. You can see some of my glue kind of seeping through. Now, a couple things I might suggest is taking an adhesive eraser, taking your finger and rubbing that off. Just being careful is, I guess, the important thing to remember. Okay, we're going to add this now onto our thick basic white card base. It measures 4 1/4 by 11 and it's scored in half at 5 1/2. And then our ornament will go on next. Oh my gosh, so pretty. That was really, really fun. And I know the back looks like a hot mess, but the surprise is just how amazing it is on the other side. I'm actually going to add this with Stampin' Dimensionals so that it pops up and evens out the crazy layers on the back side. So like I said, createwithsarah.com has a few different templates that you're able to download. And so you can head over there to grab those. I will put the link in the description of the video below so that you can get a direct spot over there. But let's finish our card. The first of which we're going to use the gold striped, oh shoot, what is it called? Mesh ribbon. And we're going to do a bow. So I take my 2 bunny ears, leave plenty of space in between them to do your looping. And I love this ribbon because it's elegant and I like how it's going to coordinate then with my ornament here. Okay, and you can decide which side you like better once you get everything flushed out here. And then we'll adhere that with a mini glue dot. This part of the ornament up here looks kind of funny if you just leave it all the same like we did. So adding that ribbon there kind of takes the edge off of all of that gold up there. But we're still keeping the gold. Yay! And then we're going to add a sentiment. We're going to do a little foreshadowing with our sentiment. We're going to use A Child is Born. This stamp set will be used for project number 12 in the 12 projects of Christmas 2025. And so a little foreshadowing here. And we're going to use the Oh Holy Night stamp. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight for my ink. I don't feel like I use Misty Moonlight enough. So we're going to use Misty Moonlight. And a scrap of basic white cardstock. And then one of my favorite new products, which is the 3 banner punch. And so we're gonna use the banner, the short little banner here. Punch that out. And then we're just going to add that down here with another couple of Stampin' Dimensionals. We're going to put the right edge right up against the edge of that cloud cover. And then because I am obsessed with the Neutrals adhesive back sequins, that's where we're going. We're going to grab the gold and we're going to cover up some of my gluey mess just by adding a few of these throughout. Maybe a few more. Do a little shifting around here. There. Love, love, love how that turned out, and can't wait to do a little more iris folding, even though we're not folding, because it is such a fun technique. And like I said, the Stampin' Up! Cardstock really works well for doing a non-folding part of the iris folding. So love that, and love that we are on project number 10 and that this was the showcased product for it. Thank you so much for joining me, for watching, and for continuing to support my 12 projects of Christmas. I will see you again shortly for number 11, and then finally we'll end up with a beautiful number 12. Have a very Merry Christmas, my friends.